Unless you want to, but then you're not leaving.
Or it felt like a tiny little log cabin and burnt down.
So I found out you can take the fleet multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So
you didn't know that?
Yeah, I just took it twice. And
so you now are 110.
Yeah, and I took fast crawl, so I can crawl.
You can crawl 60 feet.
50.
Oh yeah, I can't do math.
It's up.
You can crawl faster than Oceana walks.
He can crawl almost 4 times faster than I walk.
I just imagine like this little green crab now.
I'm gonna get like a carpet that has like struts so it'll stay up, and just lay that on you and sit on you and claim that I've got this flying carpet that's afraid of heights, so it stays close to the ground.
Actually, really funny.
Actually, I can help you do that because I can help.
Well, because it is flying. It just doesn't like being up high.
I can actually help you do that because I have total rank of
I'm
12
gonna make a
as
flying
well.
carpet like that.
And
now.
also,
like that's gonna show up in the next game I play. I do.
And also, I have.
It's so
feet.
funny.
There's just these in the desert they live in. They're just a taxi service. They dress up like carpets.
I have 2 feet that help my bluff. So
they wear very decorated ponchos.
Lord.
Oh, and I can cast Antall on you.
Oh yeah.
And like lighten the object on my armor and stuff.
Oh yeah. As long as
like,
you don't get me over into medium.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be carrying much, except for a bag of holding, of course, because I have.
Yeah.
I have the money. Of course, I'm going to get the most expensive bag of holding.
That caramel dancing stuck in my head because the town.
Because I can carry like a year's worth of dried food and water in there.
Okay, I'm
and
gonna go to
not
Arbor now.
ever care.
Yeah, that's really nice. I just create food every day.
I actually found out a funny thing about caramel dancing.
And it tastes better than.
So the Swedish version,
That's good.
the chorus sounds like
have to
dance
sleep.
on the balls. Cat
I actually realized I don't think I necessarily have to, or at least not often, because Lesser Restoration has no material component, and it's a second level spell that.
That's what it sounds like.
Sure.
No, listen
It's just
to
you
it.
have to pray.
Huh?
You still have to pray to get spells and stuff back, though.
It
Pray
sounds.
for an hour. Every
Once you
morning,
hear
but I do
that, you
anyway.
will never unhear it.
But like I don't have to sleep to pray. Okay, so found her, and she was like cursed or something, and eventually when I was in Ganai, I was contacted by Nezro.
Oh.
It turns out that yeah. Remind me what we thought Shiana was when you were here.
Like a demigod?
So not only is Nezro her father, her mom is Pharasma.
Oh! So, not only did he trap her, but he banged her.
I mean, he killed her.
That too.
But yeah, then she let him out, then he let her out, then she killed him, then eventually she let him out, and then at some point, yeah, kid.
Somehow, during their madness, they had romance.
But because they were so separate, you realize you're saying all this with Shiana sitting right there.
Oh no.
I just want to point that out.
Shiana's just politely like she's just like looking at you sweetly as you say these things.
What? Did I say were they mean things or nice things?
Since you're talking about her like she's not sitting there.
Oh.
And she is sitting right next to you.
I hope I didn't offend her. No, I feel bad.
She looked thoroughly unabashed.
I don't know what that means.
So,
Unbothered.
turns out that because they were so different, their kid couldn't stay as one entity and kind of split. And so this is kind of the Nezro half, and the other was kind of the Pharasma half. She was human, or she appeared human.
She's dead now.
I'm getting there. And it turns out
Spoilers.
that the self-same group of wizards that were trying to kill the island had been using her as a ward against undead. Because they
Put this over here.
because they had cursed her with some weird thing that
I'm sorry.
messed with the positive and negative divine energies inside of her and made undead avoid her. they had their whole base was in another plane, and they had doors to it around the world, and there were two on Io. One of them is by the rift in the swamp, where there's a bunch of zombies.
Uh-huh.
So they were using her to keep the zombies away from the entrance to their base.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I don't know, they were done with her or whatever, so they ended up selling her off as a slave, and I ended up finding her. But Nezro contacted me and told me basically all this, and that he had figured out who had cursed her, and that the curse was starting to melt, to cross over to Shiana because of their proximity and the being the same person. And so he asked me to go in and make sure that if he killed all of that wizard group, it wouldn't make things worse. And was hoping to find a way to break the curse too, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So suddenly I had a way to not only figure out what they were doing, like Ganai had asked me to, but once I had done that, a way to have them all go away. So I went and did that. I found, and of course I'm saying all of this with Doom sitting here.
Oh, was she from the Wizard Guild?
Oh no, Doom is not here. Doom.
Oh,
is out.
she didn't stay for breakfast?
No.
Okay.
She ate breakfast and let y'all two do some catching up.
Okay. So I went with, I can't remember what his name was, the sorcerer rogue.
Honora,
yeah. A guy by the name of Honor from Ganai helped me get in there. I did a mission or two. I actually killed a lich.
Oh.
Kind of to gain some clout in the guild and let him look around. He was, I think it was the assumption was that he was kind of my page or something, I don't know. But it let him look around without being too suspicious, and he found information on both things we were looking for. And then we left, and I told Nezro, and that whole guild is dead now. Except for, as far as I know, the only one that survived is Doom, who was here a minute ago, who had been against them doing that in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of met back up after everyone else was dead, and she seemed okay. So later down the line, I ended up running into her again, and she helped me with the problem that happened later. Once I did that, though, I can't remember if Phrasma contacted me or if she had told Nezro or what. I can't remember how she told me to kill.
Phrasma?
I think it was that Nezro had told me some stuff, and then I contacted Phrasma, maybe, yeah. So I told Phrasma what had happened, and she told me that she didn't know of a way to break the curse on Sybil, and that she was turning more undead, and so asked me to lay her to rest before that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
When I did this, the ceremonial dagger that I used, that was still in her as I lit the funeral pyre, seems to have absorbed some of the curse that was turning her undead in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Later
on, I went back and found this book. Now, actually, we'll pull that out now. And you were there with the description of the book, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the book you found.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
her character,
Yes.
just a different character.
No,
Not Jash.
Your
the
other
other.
character?
Yeah.
So,
That's why I told her that I had it on the car right over, because
Yeah.
Luna already knew about it at least. So I found this in the library of the Mages Guild, and ended up taking it with me after various things happened. Yeah, not worth going into it right now. And one of the things it can do is, and I find the spell actually and show you. Do you read? Oh yeah, it's Arcana. I'm sure you do.
You don't know that.
She's a bard, and I think she probably knew it back when we were traveling together.
what's language?
Arcana.
You know it.
Yeah.
It's Arcana and...
Like, if someone asks you, hey, do you speak? You
Yes.
just answer yes.
Yeah.
Like, do you speak? Yes. Yes, I do. I do speak.
Actually, it's written in Arcana script, but the language is Ignan.
Yeah, I read that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to know both languages.
Yeah, I read that.
So I flip to the page and show you the one it is. It basically makes anyone be made out of anything be made out of fire for a while. It's really cool.
you see something behind Jash's left eye just kind of explode. Like you're not sure. You just see something in her eye go.
And had Jash seen me turn to ice before she left? I feel like I had
What
hit.
level did you?
That's level 8. I feel like I had hit. Were we not level 8? Okay. So I'll say. So basically, this and me and all my equipment turns to ice for a few seconds, and then turns back.
Cause y'all were even level. Actually, you were behind everyone else.
Was I?
Because you died a couple times.
No, I'd only died once, but I still might have been. Yeah. Okay. So it lets you do this, and I turn to ice, and you can still see I'm moving and breathing, and then I turn back. But with fire.
I don't want to do it here because it will actually burn the bar down.
Well, and it takes a while to cast. This I can do as a standard action. So that happened. Or I had that, and one day I also found out while I was in the guild about this tower that had risen out of the sea over off the east coast of Io.
Oh yeah, and this is you've heard of this place too, Luna. You just not Jash.
What?
Do you remember the merfish?
No, she didn't go with me to there. She heard about the tower because she was there when I picked that up, I think.
Yeah,
no, she wasn't even there.
No, but she played in the game. She played in the game that you played the kineticist in.
Oh, about that.
Yeah, the kineticist was from this place.
But she didn't talk about it.
No.
She tried to. The only time she mentioned it all was when she felt like her throat was about to be cut if she didn't, and she said home. That's the only time she mentioned it because she's aware that they live a peaceful life and that she's been told other places did not, and that she's in fear of. Why are you? What? What? I'm gonna pause real quick. Okay then. When tabs start playing music all of a sudden. I went over there, and it turned out the tower was raised out of the sea from a city of Merfolk as a meeting place for one of them. And I went over there because it seemed like something to do, so I headed over. And ended up talking to a mermaid that was in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And convinced her to bring me down to the city that was down below that she told me was there. And while I was down there, met the... Let's see. Does Valky consider Shiana to be a god yet? I don't think she would. So the third god I've ever met face to face, who just lives down there. She's a huge merfolk. Would you say that,
Why? What did you do to get that?
When I have 80 above normal movement speed, so that's +4 for every 10 above that.
It's only for jumping.
Yeah, only for jumping.
He has a +51 to his acrobatics.
That's without the +20 if I use it as a key point.
So if he uses the key point, that's +71. So on a roll of 1, you can jump vertically. What is that? 64 is 16, so like 18 feet straight up? You can just hop 18 feet straight up with a roll of 1? 18 and a half?
I got a hammock.
Something like that?
Like a hammock,
do you know what that means?
50 feet of silk rope,
I can use spring
and
attack
an
up in the
armored,
air.
Can you?
armored jacket.
Because I had to go at least 10 feet, so I can go 18
It's
feet and
once
hit something in the
SP
air.
That's amazing.
As long as it is like above 10 feet, I can like.
That's freaking hilarious. You can actually spring attack.
Yeah.
Boing! And I love the fact that you don't have to do a running start because of the monk.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
You just
Also,
My dex modifier is
does
+3.
Does this race come with that? I don't think it does.
That's amazing.
And how much does a hammock weigh? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, okay, so
How much AC do you get from the jacket?
I'm looking after I put the weight down for this.
met Merfolk Goddess, found out that there was a Colossus down there. That was one of the
this race has jumper, so they
okay,
always,
yeah.
So any of this race has it, but you know.
Was one of the not golems, well, constructs. Was one of the constructs like Ganai and Tanai and all of them. Stop. Okay, it's just this page. What are you trying to get to?
Armor and shield.
Yeah, it's when you click on that. What the hell? So just don't go to the main page, I guess. Just
Okay.
use the side.
Okay.
At least I feel fairly confident I'm not going to get sued for copyright since it's from an ad. I don't imagine they're going to go after me for playing the ad.
How dare you advertise my product for free?
It didn't even give you.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was for. It just...
Was
Sorry,
some interesting
advertisement?
music.
Question mark?
Yeah.
Also, armor shield bonus is +2. Maximum dex bonus is +3.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put that there. And also, it weighs 20 pounds.
And found out that he needed this stone that was infused with moonlight to be able to keep holding up the island. It had to get recharged every now and then. And that the person they had sent out to do that was days late. So out of the goodness of my heart and care for my fellow man and boredom, I offered to go find him. And did, and he had been poisoned with this thing, and there was a whole thing, giant squid, whatever. Got back.
Giant squid, you know.
Basically was in lieu of other reward, because the goddess was very young and not very powerful yet, basically was given away to come back to the city anytime I wanted to. And said I was always welcome back. So later, like I think the next day actually, I wanted to, and it was very quick, and they could send me to anywhere basically on the coastline of Io that I wanted quickly. So I wanted to go back up to Saintsboro because I was building a house in Saintsboro. I have a house in the Needle Waste, by the way. Do you know what? Have you heard of the Needle Waste?
Full of knowledge.
Yeah.
Actually.
Local or geography.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do geography because I have 14. Actually, no, I only have 14 in geography. I have 4 in local. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Is a dive considered a jump?
No.
20 knowledge geography.
But you had to like jump to start it.
No.
Okay, so
You know that the Needle Waste is a part of the right under the eye where it is so cold and so close to the cold that the mist from the shore is perpetually being frozen into frozen needles. It is
Oh.
dangerous to breathe the air there because it will literally cut up your insides.
shit dog.
That is why it's called the Needle Waste.
Why?
So since motive to see recognition on her face that she does in fact know how terrible it is.
And Valky has a house there.
I'm getting to that. That's
Does
a
Jash make that base?
Yeah, it's like you see
so
this sassy. You see this non-emotional fucker.
yeah, 21 to recognize that she does know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm building a house there, and I've got like the basics done, so I can now go over there overnight. But there's no furniture or anything yet. I'm working on it. I think in response to this face, Valky will just start laughing for a second. That book is actually really helpful in being able to stay there overnight. So, because there's another thing where you can summon a familiar made of fire, that'll just stay and it provides warmth, so I can warm up the house while I'm in there. So I was wanting to do that, but I was back in Danston, and so I figured instead of going across the island, I'd go take a shortcut through the city. Just use the scroll they gave me, get back to the city quick, and then get sent over there. But I didn't want to go there and just ask for a ride to another place. That seemed rude. So I figured, okay, but I'm in Danston. Now I'm on good terms with a goddess that lives under the island, and I'm friends with the queen here. I should introduce her to the goddess who's helping support half of her country. So I brought Cal down to meet them, and while I was there, I was experimenting with the book. And I turned myself into fire. There's a thing called the Heart of Fire that can't be put out by water, and I did that, and it did in fact persist under there. So I wanted to see what would happen if I was made of fire down there that couldn't be put out. And it hurt a lot. And so I'm panicking, because I'm rapidly getting killed. And I'm trying to think of a way to stop the spell, because there's no way to stop being made of fire other than let the time run out. And I think of this dagger I have that has magics on it that were meant to disrupt energies. So I figure, okay, maybe I can use that to cancel the spell. So I stab it into my leg and pass out. Next thing I know,
I was dead.
I'm dead, but I'm not dying the way I'm not going where I'm supposed to. I'm just in this kind of black void thing. No River of Souls, no Boneyard, just nothing.
I'm gonna do knowledge planes to know if he was in limbo.
Which actually would make sense. I am neutral. And had potentially just angered
21.
my god. That
21. Give me a knowledge religion as well.
actually would make sense to end up there, but that's not what limbo looks like. But
That you know of.
that I know
14
of.
for
yeah.
knowledge religion.
You think
So 35 altogether.
you know that she ended up in the empty?
So pretty much limbo.
No.
Oh, different, worse, better.
Limbo is the plain neutral characters of no specific faith go to when they die. Like that's their final resting place.
The empty is something homegrown.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not familiar with the empty.
It's a plane.
Okay.
Also,
8:15 tonight.
Also, like I said, no River of Souls, which is where you go to immediately, and then you when you die, your soul goes through the astral plane. It meets up with the River of Souls, which is basically just a bunch of souls all going in the same direction to the Boneyard, where you're then judged and sorted to then go to your final resting place. And none of that happened. I was just in this place. But so then the next thing I know, someone's trying to revive me. So I come back and find myself waking up in the temple of I should at least remember God's names. There aren't that many of them. I want to say Miliana, but that's not right.
I was right.
Is that it?
That is exactly right. It was Miliana.
Miliana, okay. I wake up in Miliana's temple.
Good job. I'm also double checking you because I'm not 100%.
I know that was someone's name, but I didn't think it was hers. That may have been the priestess, actually. Or maybe her. Anyway, I'm in her temple, which, by the way, great place to die is within about 100 feet of a temple of the goddess of life.
It was Miliana.
Who is indebted to you. That's one of the best places you will ever die. Keep that in mind.
I'll keep it in mind.
And then she looks at you and she's like, also in front of the fairies that are your biggest fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, also in front of the fairies who like your dancing.
Oh, I'll keep that one in mind.
Roll perform. Donkey tries to dance.
I will attempt to do the wave.
That was one person.
Yes.
If you roll a 20, Shiana will instinctively know what to do.
I did not, though.
She does not.
I rolled a 9.
You do not do the wave.
I'll
You flop on the desk like a fish.
help you dancing another time.
Someone thinks you're trying to watch SpongeBob.
And when I woke up, I had this wound in my leg that looked like molten necrotic flesh.
Oh.
And found out that I was detecting as very slightly undead. So I had them cut off my leg.
Fun.
I think I did have to fashion I had to go craft a sword out of stone. And then had Cal cut off my leg, I think.
Excuse me, Your Highness. Please saw off my leg.
I have
Well, she wasn't queen yet.
99,939 gold and 9 silver pieces.
Okay.
And
Divide those numbers in half, and that's how many pounds and coins you're carrying.
No, because it's every 50.
Oh, I don't know why I thought. I don't know what. Yeah, that's a lot of pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So divide that by 50.
Yeah, 2 pounds for every 100.
I'm just gonna use my calculator.
That works. So what was I trying to say?
1,998.78 pounds.
1,000.
1,998.
So
Are you carrying all of that?
oh no, that's before her equipment and stuff. So yeah, get equipment because I assume you're gonna get.
I got my equipment. I got my flower crown.
You can buy
Per
magic
color.
items if you want to go looking through them.
No thanks. Not right now.
We will for now make your gold negligible. And we're just going to assume that you've got gems and not just
Yeah.
piles and piles and piles of gold coins.
You also do want to look through at least magic armor or weaponry or some wondrous items or stuff.
Oh, also, I
If
need
you
to.
got
I
the
need to put-
max bag of holding, you could literally just hold that gold. And
Actually, I'm actually gonna do that because
Like, hold on.
How much is the biggest bag of holding? You just looked at it.
I didn't, but I can pull it
I
up.
can do that right now.
You can pull it up.
Well, I mean, she needs to do other things. I'm almost done with my character.
Well,
I don't need to do other things actually. My equipment was my last thing.
Well,
So-
I can buy things too, so I guess I'll...
So
I had
let's
to buy
see.
2 anyway.
Oh, so I ended up going back up to Danston and contacted Pharasma and asked her how to, deal with this
Like, when you
because
initially, like, drug it out, you almost
as a priestess of
smacked me.
Pharasma, being undead is kind of a no-no.
What a
And she basically told me
Oh, I
that
can-
she didn't know of there being a way of
I
fixing
can.
it.
I can buy.
Did it in the same
I can
spot.
buy the max bag of
Like I
holding.
tossed it up and tried to catch it, and I thwacked it in the point right there, and then it bounced and hit you.
I can buy the max bag of holding
Yeah,
and carry most of my gold in there,
Then do
and
that.
then carry the rest.
because things in the bag of holding don't weigh.
That's
The max bag of holding can also hold like 4 carriages in it. You have to shrink the carriages down first.
The max bag of holding says the contents limit is only 1,500 pounds.
Yes, but it's cubic feet.
Oh, jeez. But that's still the mat's weight,
weight.
too, yeah.
I didn't say with horses. What if I want a collection?
There's no air in there either,
Yeah.
so you can't.
So they would also die unless I had necrotic horses, which that would be kind of cool, just having them in there.
About one time, somebody dropped a bunny in the bag of holding in my game.
Oh,
Don't you remember that?
no.
There was like one of the first games, someone just decided to buy a small bag of holding as their first item, and in like one
I
of the
think it was
first
either me or Tommy.
couple of games, someone found a bunny and just put the bunny in the bag. There was a good reason for it at the time, but it's just I don't remember what it was. And then like 4 or 5 sessions later, someone was like, wasn't there a bunny in there at one point? I was like, yes. It is now dead because you put it in the vacuum bag of holding and forgot about it.
Okay, I'm carrying 88 pounds.
Right.
And I need to subtract 10,000 gold from my thing. And I
So
need-
story time. Continuing.
Okay, so yeah, the Matt's bag of holding can't carry all of her gold.
Yeah, my max gold is... Actually, I needed
Oh
reading
yeah,
my max gold.
you're level 11. Why
Yeah.
the fuck am I surprised? I've played high-level campaigns before. This isn't... Why am I shocked? I may be retarded, sorry.
And she basically said she didn't know of a way to fix it. I'd probably have to go find a necromancer. And she gave me 2 years to...
Yeah.
But again, like you said, we're doing it negligible for now and just... We'll convert
Yeah.
those. Gave me 2 years to fix it, or I'd have to kill myself. To make sure I didn't turn undead. So I figured, okay, if I'm going to have to deal with a necromancer, I'd like to have a little bit more money so I can have a bit more... some items to help me. And a little bit stronger. So I figured, okay, I'll go hang out with the Saints and fight some things in the Nether Cove.
Roll knowledge local on the Saints. Or knowledge history.
I'll do either, because they're both the same.
Well, depending on which
I
one.
rolled natural 20 on knowledge local.
I feel like that's she danced for the Saints at some point.
You know... you know all of the Saints. You actually also know that Valky is in contention to be one. Like, you just know. You're just like, aren't you... Aren't they trying to make you be one of those?
Oh yeah, I got told while I was dancing there one day. You're gonna be like they're trying to get you a B-Day Saint, right?
One of the times I talked to Cal, she was kind of trying to hint that she wanted me to be one, but I don't have a way of getting to Saintsboro quickly, and I don't want to stay there. It's too boring. So
Yeah,
at least
understandable. I danced there for a couple days. It was
not much happens, right?
no, it was not that fun.
Like,
Paid good though.
you can only
What?
They paid good.
They bake good?
Paid.
Paid.
Wait, how much gold did you say we had?
you can only have fun making snowmen
Wait, I don't mind if she...
in a needle
because
storm
she
so many
played
times before it gets boring. You know.
You can start with that.
So
Or dancing
yeah.
in one.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she started... That's what I was saying.
I'd actually be kind of impressed that you would
she
dance
started,
in
she
one.
started with one.
Needle storm, by the way, is
I'm good with
basically
that.
a snowstorm except with the
Because
needle waste.
This is still
Where the
nothing to
needles
sneeze at.
roll
I
into
can't tell
town.
How much I had.
And everyone has to stay inside for a few days.
Actually, I don't think I danced in the needle storm, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I would actually be kind of impressed if she had done that.
Danced in the needle storm?
Yeah. There was a needle storm going on when I danced one day. One day.
No, needle storm happens in a very specific location.
No,
Yeah.
they can happen in town.
No,
They can blow in from the town.
That's ass.
Yes.
I actually did dance in the
But
needle
you did
storm.
not dance in the storm. You were
Yeah.
inside.
I was inside during the storm, but there was a storm.
Oh yeah. I was coming back from the needle waste one day when one started picking up. So yeah, I might someday, but I don't know. But so I went into the Nether Cove. Which would she know about that from that natural 20 on the Saints, or like that's part of their duty?
Do you remember when we talked about the eye in this game, the center of the crater that
Yeah.
goes? There's a with that 20. You do know that there's a cave right next to that pretty much goes into there, called the Nether Cove. There are a lot of nasty, nasty things in there.
Master. Okay.
So I went into the Nether Cove with Ashira.
Who
Yeah.
you know to be a level 36 something, really high level
Saint.
saint. She is the strongest one.
Ashira and
yeah, I know.
Aurelian.
Oh,
She
yeah, I
is
thought-
arguably the strongest person on this island.
Oh yeah, I talked to her while I was dancing there.
Isn't Aurelian adorable?
Yeah.
You did not see Aurelian.
I did not see Aurelian, so no, I don't know
Oh,
them.
that's too bad.
Who?
He's her demonic dragon thing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh. Is that how you got your leg off?
Well, yeah, the first time it was Cal, but then when Pharasma told me I had 2 years, she gave me another one. I just kind of woke up and it was there. But then when I went to the Nether Cove, there was this dragon that blew fire on me twice, and I died.
Oh.
And I woke up 3 days later to Aurelian reviving me, and the leg was back, and so was the wound. So I had him remove that one.
Your leg still isn't undead, is it?
No, it's still missing.
Okay.
Like, my right leg below this point is missing.
Yeah.
Because I stabbed it pretty high up. So everything here down was gone. And in fact, there's probably just like an empty... There's probably chainmail hanging off from that, or I would have like tied it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't bother getting new armor. So...
But they have prosthetics in this age.
Yes, but I'm broke.
Oh, yeah. Would you like a prosthetic?
I can buy you one. I can't carry the gold that I have.
Do you need a
Please let me buy
prosthetic?
you something.
Do you need a prosthetic? You need a something.
No, I figured I'd keep the missing leg until I was able to fix it myself as a
Are
reminder
you sure?
that like, sometimes maybe I should think a little bit more before I act, you know?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Please.
Did you say please?
Yes.
I'm sure.
Do you need any money?
I could use some money, sure.
How much? I need to get rid of money. This is heavy.
I'm too rich and I'm too lazy to be this rich, damn it!
Are you actually saying this?
Yes.
Keep in mind, it's not heavy. We're going to retcon that you have
Yes.
exchanged it for jewels.
Yes, you have jewels,
never
not
mind.
gold.
Never mind. But I can still like lend her something if you need
You
it.
can give her a couple of
Yep.
gems and say, here, please buy yourself a leg.
I give you like how much would?
Do you want to give her enough for, like, a wooden, really long peg? Or, like, an actual good one?
How much is a good one?
That depends on how good you want to get it and where you go. Because Jash has been traveling a minute, and she's pretty smart. She probably knows of a couple of places y'all can go to get her a really good leg.
How much would a medium like goodness of?
And that one would still probably be about 500 gold.
That's way less expensive. How much would a really good one be?
What?
How much would a really good one be?
Probably like 10,000 gold.
Oh. That's a jump.
Yep.
Because even with like a peg leg, even if you get like the medium one, it's still not going to be as good as a real leg.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
still going to be a negative to a few things.
Some of the really good ones are probably positives. Because you've gone from...
Like the 10,000...
You've gone from poor prosthetic to bionic leg.
Yeah, 10,000 gold, that is like made of metal, has a fake joint, probably is magical in some way.
So only like 10,000?
What?
Only 10,000?
Only 10,000? Yes. Oh, rich bard.
I
you
don't even have to worry about money because I can make money.
But you will have to travel to get that.
Yeah. Where? Is it near on the island? Is it close to one of the towns we're going to have to go to? Or that we're going to on our travels?
As you're
Mhm.
like fishing money out to do this, if you're saying for a leg, I'm gonna say no. I really don't want to get it fixed. I'll be able to fix it eventually on my own. Until then, I'm gonna keep it that way. However, if you're just keen on handing out money, I am hoping to cast some spells over my house that are quite expensive, and I would not mind some donations to that.
How expensive?
Oh.
Oh.
What?
If this is where I think it is, then you're actually... That is on the way.
I really don't expect her to be able to talk me into getting it, though.
Yeah, I don't have my ring. How?
You still have pretty good charisma.
Yeah, though. Yeah.
So do I. Not bard level quite, but...
I actually was gonna give her another hand too, so she's gonna be like this, But I couldn't figure out how to draw it. It was messing me up. So I'm just gonna have her. I wanted to make it look like she was more fluid, and like she's actually having a conversation. But I have to make her look stiff because I can't draw fluid that well. Actually, my friend is wanting me to teach him how to draw better, and I did not know how. Trying to teach someone to draw is really that hard, because the proportions he does are really clunky, and like he always draws bodies in one certain fashion, clunky, like the waists and the shoulders. Like they don't have curves like they need to, like a person's body does. They're more like rectangle, like there. And sometimes the shoulders are usually always broad, and it's just. I'm trying to show him. Oh yeah, some people have thinner waists. Some people have curves. These are things you need to think of when you're making bodies. Sometimes they taper down. Sometimes they taper out. Not everybody has shoulders that are like this.
Yes. When y'all go to visit the Lizard Folk Village people, there's actually a dwarf town near there that will be able to do that for you.
Maybe I can just give it to her as a gift. Be like, hey, it's here. Maybe at least try it out. Like, you don't even have to like it. Just try it out a little bit, maybe you'll come to terms. Maybe it'll give you something better. You don't know. I just want to help. Why is someone pinging me in the Discord server? Who wants to get fucked? I will. Oh my god, there's so many.
Are you alright? Do you want me to switch over to my phone?
You don't want that.
Oh, what's that one? Can anyone remember? That's it. Never mind.
Glad I could help.
Me too.
Indeed.
Hey, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Chan.
Hi.
Is your equipment done?
Oh, I can't do that one yet
No,
anyway.
I'm getting equipment.
What's your character's name?
Still ironing that.
That's a weird name.
I'll just call him Stilt. Stilt.
I guess we'll come up with that now.
Hey, Lena.
Hi.
Can I have that penny?
My long nail must be out.
How about Uka Chaka?
Usa-chan!
Sir Uka Chaka? Lord Uka Chaka.
I don't remember where I got Usa-chan from. Oh no, I do remember where I got Usa-chan from. Orange Host Club. I've been watching a lot of anime recently. I'm actually really upset because I got attached to the Seven Deadly Sins anime because it's really cool. I like the art style of it.
And then the second season was shitty.
Not only that, there was only 4 episodes in it.
I know.
I was like, what?
I was so bad.
Actually, there's also another anime I really like. It's about like a gambling school.
Kagagaguri?
Yes.
I know. Fucking awesome. Have you seen the ending yet?
Yeah, I've watched. I'm rewatching it.
So good.
There's only 12 episodes on Netflix. I'm not sure if that's all.
I'm ready for season 2. I don't even know if it's getting a season 2. But
I'm
ready
so
for it.
upset because Ouran Host Club only has 1 season, 26 episodes, and it just ends. There's no like full ending. It's just gone.
Over.
I
Orange Host Club wasn't mine.
I liked it. I really liked Bond from Sinbad, and
Saguaro.
not Bond from Sinbad. Bond from Seven Deadly Sins.
Saguaro?
And I liked King.
Make that Silver Lake, not Quicksilver.
What's your dex mod?
4.
5 plus 3 is 8.
How much AC do you get from your armor?
I don't wear any.
So
What's your AC?
8,000.
My AC
Gold.
is 17.
Where are you getting the
Okay.
extra stuff from?
I get
Yeah, I can give that to
4
you right
from
now.
dexterity,
Oh, cool.
I get +1 dodge bonus from the feet.
Yeah, I want my house to be both the
And
hallow
I
and
get
unhallowed site.
+2.
And I'll have it where
Yeah,
everyone, all creatures within it,
Yeah,
are
I got
benefiting from the
+2
effect
AC
of
bonus.
resist energy, cold,
From what?
so they can survive in the
being
cold, and I also can just cast
AC bonus.
endure
Armored,
elements, so that
unencumbered,
they're
one
even
has
existing
wisdom.
comfortably.
Oh, and
Like, I still have the
so
same,
make
like,
that
temperate
18,
summary clothes on from when we started.
because I have
in
one
the needle
wisdom
waste.
modifier.
It's fun. And then I'm also going to have dimensional anchor, so that people can't teleport away from there if they, even if they teleport to, they're kind of stuck there, kind of
From
thing.
that plus 1.
I'm giving her 8,000 gold.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Hand it out.
Thank you. You know what? Just for that, I have another roll.
Thank you.
Friends. Okay.
So where was I up to? I had... Oh, that's only... No, that's that. Yeah. That's gonna be a pain in the ass, actually. Making the sites hallow and unhallow, it has a 24-hour casting time. So I'm gonna have to be casting straight for 24 hours, which means I'm gonna have to find a way to be warm for 24 hours otherwise.
Spark.
No, but stuff in the book.
Oh yeah, that too. The flame book.
The
The book of poof.
book of evening.
Which I'm excited for Jash.
Oh,
to
actually, I need to
anyway.
pick my languages. That's why I never did.
All of them.
Yes. Oh yeah, all of them. I forgot.
There's more than 11, I believe.
Yeah, but that's if you count the really specific ones, like Bogart.
Yeah, maybe she wants to be able to speak to boggards.
Yeah, Luna, look at the language list. Pick your 11
But
languages.
that's Goblin. Like, Bogarts.
Bogart,
Goblins,
speak
and Hobgoblins.
Bogart.
So
Languages.
see.
Where are the languages?
died.
Type in the skill linguist. It'll take you there.
Yeah. So then went to linguistics. So then met back up with Doom at the headquarters for the guild,
Oh, that's Bugbears, not...
and then went to
You're welcome.
and before going to the necromancer, because she just knew a necromancer from a while ago that she thought
They have
would
their
be
own language.
relatively safe to work with.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't going to trust a necromancer, and I was going to have to let the necromancer experiment on me and cast on me, putting me in a very vulnerable position. So instead of just going, I decided I would go talk to Nezro and convince him to act as kind of a safeguard, where I was going to put a mark of justice on the necromancer, and if he ever slighted me, it would make him say a phrase
Uh-huh.
that would then that Nezro was going to be listening out for, and if any mortal ever said that phrase, he was going to come and eat them. See, that's the proper response to this plan. Insane laughter. 'Cause that's what it is. It's insane. So I plane shifted
Chompy chompy.
me, Doom, and
Is that the
and
phrase?
Shiana.
Eat me.
That's actually close. Don't try to figure it out, because if you say it, an angry wolf god is going to come and eat you.
Shit.
Yeah.
Although between the four of you, you might be able to beat him at this particular juncture.
Or I might
Three
be
level 11s and a level 10 against a level... I mean, he's gonna kill somebody. 2 people at least are going down with him.
or I might be able to talk him out of it before he gets to it. But still, you know.
Act 1, tongue of the sea. Act 1, tongue of the heavens. I don't know what to pick.
I will tell you.
You start with a few.
Yeah, I do.
The phrase "eat me or "come eat me" is part of it. So just be careful if you ever say anything involving that. Like, I would try to kind of just strike that from your vernacular just in case.
Okay, I'll strike that from.
Well, and you also have to say
language
Nezra. That's
I
another
know.
part of it. But just saying, you might want to stay away from that because that's a thing now.
Okay, I'll make sure to, never say that in any language. It's only in common or any language.
I don't know, honestly.
You should probably ask.
I said it in common, but maybe he's a god. He might think of it in any language. I don't know. So yeah, I got me, Doom, and Shiana there, and we had breakfast and talked to him, and he agreed to do that. And then we went and he sent us to the Necromancer, who was on this tower on this island west of Io, actually, and was able to convince him to let me cast Mark of Justice on him. After telling him that it was just like if he made me more undead, it would trigger, and then I did it, other things too.
Yeah.
Including if he ever made any undead again, which is how I was able to get away with not killing him after he helped save my life.
Where's the other races?
But yeah, so then I lived in his tower for a year and a month while he tried to figure out how to fix it, and eventually did. So I'm not undead anymore. Woo!
I need to go to the main page so I can
okay.
go to the get races I need.
You can do it on the side. That's what I was saying.
I didn't know how to do it on the side, so it was confusing me.
So yeah, I'm not undead anymore, and now I'm here. And then since I've been wanting to do a reunion tour of the island for a while, but things kept happening, and now I seem to have time, so that's why I called you.
How do I do it on the race?
How about you? What have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
You get a brief description of the trans-ocean ride to Roth's parents' house. That was pretty slow. Nothing really happened. Not even a sea monster. Not even a big one. You would have hated it. Super cool things with the fairies at Roth's parents, where she died, and then she came back on a boat. And then,
What are you trying to do?
I'm looking at the class languages. No, race languages.
Yeah.
I don't think I have many. I think I might only have common.
Yeah, that just would have been whatever your intelligence bonus was at the time.
When she came back to Io from visiting the other continent, she got back in the desert where she fell. She went to
There's a desert on Io?
There is a desert on Io.
Oh yeah, I guess I knew that at some point. I don't know if Valky did.
Jash went through the desert and fell into...
Is 17 a high intelligence?
Yeah, anything with a plus modifier. So basically you would get 3 languages to start with. Bonus.
High intelligence scores can choose from the following: Aquan, Dwarven, Elven, Gnome, Halfling, Ignid, and Terran. So I can have all of those.
Well, you start with 3 of those, and then the 11 from the skill ranks are any language.
Oh.
But you start with 3 of those specifically.
Okay, so I'll choose from those. I'll do...
Believe you had Aquan and Elven, but I can't remember what the other one was.
Obviously common.
Well, you get that for free.
Okay. For free. Actually, no, I get Aquan for free too.
I see it.
Okay, then never mind. Just fell into desert, or fell into.
There was a part of the desert that was pockmarked, I guess, by little planar portals that shouldn't have been there.
Oh.
And Jash and the people she was traveling with all fell into one.
Oh, I need to cut video. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I need to cut video like